Smoke from the grill curled over my sister Tessa's backyard, thick with barbecue and late summer heat. Everyone laughed too brightly, as if volume could sand down old grudges. I sat at the picnic table with my son, Eli, and kept my shoulders loose. Eli was 15. He ate in careful bites, eyes on his plate, letting the chatter skim past. Crowds tired him. Code didn't. Tessa leaned forward, bracelets clinking. "So, Eli," she said, loud enough to snag the whole table, "how's school? Still in those supportive classes?" He nodded without looking up. "They're fine. I like programming." "Programming?" She smiled like she'd tasted something sour. "How practical. A little hobby to keep you busy." Her husband, Martin, chuckled. Their kids, polished, bored, expensive, stayed glued to their screens. "He won regionals," I said. "First place, 200 students." Tessa's smile held. "That's adorable. Those confidence awards matter for kids like him." "It wasn't participation," I said. She flicked her hand. "Sure, but let's be realistic. He'll always need help, accommodations, family." The table quieted. My mother turned chicken with fierce concentration. Someone's fork scraped. Eli's fingers froze around his bun, his jaw tightened, the tiny tell before tears. "I'm just being honest," Tessa went on, buoyed by silence. "Not everyone gets to be exceptional." I set down my fork. "Maybe you're right," I said softly. "Excuse me, I need to make a call." Inside, I left my phone on the table on purpose. Through the kitchen window, I watched Tessa keep talking while Eli drifted to the porch steps, shoulders hunched, like he'd shrunk inside himself again. In the kitchen, I pulled my laptop from my bag, opened my email, and began to type. At 8:30 the next morning, Tessa's name flashed on my phone. I let it ring twice, then answered. "What did you do?" she demanded. "Good morning. St. Marlowe Academy called. They said the scholarship funding for all 3 kids has been withdrawn, effective today. Do you know anything about it?" I kept my voice even. "Why would I?" "Because the donor was anonymous, 70% of tuition." Her certainty cracked. "That was you, wasn't it?" "I don't know what you're talking about," I said. "But private school is expensive. $45,000 a year per child, last I checked. I paid because I could, because she asked, because I mistook her entitlement for need, and I stayed quiet." "You can't do this," she whispered. "We can't afford it without—" "That's unfortunate." I sipped my coffee. "Have you considered public school? I hear they have strong support services." Silence, then. This is about yesterday, about what I said about Eli. "I don't recall anything memorable," I lied. "You were being honest. I'm being realistic about my money." Her breath came thin through the receiver. "I also canceled the monthly transfers," I added. "The 5,000. "The 5,000? She sounded dizzy. "We thought that was Nana's trust." "It was me," I said. "And I've ended the country club membership too." "You're punishing my kids," she said, voice rising. "No," I said. "I'm refusing to keep punishing mine." A knock hit my front door, hard, urgent. Through the window, I saw my mother's car in the driveway. "I have to go," I told Tessa. "Good luck." I opened the door to my mother's tight face, and she stepped inside without waiting. Mom arrived, gripping her keys. "Tessa says you pulled the money," she said. "Tell me that isn't true." "It's true," I said. "Sit." "She's panicking." "She didn't panic when she humiliated Eli," I said. "She told him at that table that he'd never live on his own." Mom rubbed her temple. "She thinks she's being realistic." I flipped my laptop around. "Realistic is these numbers," I said. "Tuition payments, transfers, club dues. I've been financing their perfect life. And she used my son as a punchline. I'm his mother." Mom's eyes ran down the rows. "But the children." "We'll go to Jefferson," I said. "Public school is not a tragedy." She left quietly. Near noon, Eli padded in and held out his phone. "Sorry if I hurt your feelings. You're very special. Ask your mom to call me." He stared at the word special like it might bite. "She wants you to fix this for her," I said. "You won't." I hugged him until his shoulders dropped. "Different isn't less." 2 weeks later, Tessa stood on my porch without her laugh. "We're enrolling the kids at Jefferson," she said. "I was jealous. You did it alone. I needed help and hated you for it." I didn't comfort her. "Apologize to Eli," I said. She knocked on his open door. "I heard you won," she whispered. "Can you tell me how?" Eli hesitated, then began, problem, pattern, solution, his hands moving as if the air were code. Tessa listened, and for once she didn't shrink him to a label. That night, I redirected the tuition money to 3 families' scholarships I'd been funding in silence. It wasn't revenge, it was a boundary I could finally live with.